but his opponents that were standing there at the podium with them that were talking about this, it was a moment. It was a moment of solidarity. And I tell you, the NHL does a great job in these types of moments. I remember October 1, we all do, sadly, the shooting that took place. And I remember how involved the Vegas Golden Knights were. But it wasn't just the Vegas Golden Knights, right? It was the entire league. And I remember watching these games played and hearing the national anthem. And usually the opponent of an NHL team, they'll go on the other blue line and stand for the national anthem. And all these teams, they would stand behind the Vegas Golden Knights, literally. And I thought that was such a classy thing that the NHL did and these teams did. It really got me choked up. It was really one of those moments where, wow, what a classy thing that these players are doing, standing by the Vegas Golden Knights. And in a sense, now that's what the NHL is doing as a whole. They're standing by black people in this country. And I think it's a great thing. And I think it's very smart what they did. And I think it's genuine. And they're not the only predominantly white sport that's doing it. I'll mention the sport of tennis. They've canceled some events as well. Sports across the board, have been doing this. And I applaud them. I think it's a good thing. And I think what that means is that the majority of those in this country, particularly professional athletes, don't have to be black. Support what's going on here. And they're showing a moment of solidarity. They're not canceling the whole season. I do think that would have been a mistake. The NBA is resuming. The NHL is resuming. As I mentioned, they're resuming tomorrow. So I think that's the appropriate line of action.
Do you know why the NBA is not canceling? Because the owners said, we're going to cut your pay by 25 to 30% if you cancel the rest of the season.
So that's not
and they immediately said, okay.
Okay. So you're painting out all
because
the NBA players.
Because money, in the end, is what really matters. That's the same reason why LeBron James doesn't call out China for what's going on with the Uyghurs with the concentration camps.
Why is it that every time we talk about this stuff, you want to attack these black players?
There is a large amount of money that is being paid by China through the TV deal that increases the salary cap, which is why a lot of these max deals, a lot of these NBA players are making upwards of $40 million a year.
So if you think
we're talking 15, 20 players in the league that are making $40 million every single year. The average NBA player makes about $5 million a year.
So what?
What I'm saying is when you threaten money, when you threaten to take away money, everything suddenly changes, Brian.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. We have Marcus Pfizer coming up in a couple minutes. Save those opinions for him. You could bring that up with him, and we'll see what he has to say, because he is a black man living in this country. He is someone that played in the NBA for many, many years, and I have a feeling that he's going to disagree with you. Obviously, I disagree with you. I don't think all these players are after his money, and I also don't think the only reason why these players are playing on Saturday is because some of their pay was going to be docked. A lot of these players have spoken out in their own words and spoken about why they're coming back to play on Saturday, because they've had a list of demands and things they wanted to see happen here from ownership, and many of those owners have agreed to those demands, and they're happy with those demands. This isn't just about money. But, however, Marcus Pfizer is coming up next, and you could discuss that.
You're talking demands like influencing politicians to change laws?
We will talk to Marcus about
expedite
that.
Legal situations.
I know.
By saying, hey, owner X, you're worth $3 billion. Your team is worth 1.5. If you don't use your political influence to get this law changed, I'm going to cost you X amount of dollars. How is that? How are you okay with that, Brian?
Okay, so I'll answer that.
Seriously, how are you okay with that?
Well, seriously, let me answer the question without interrupting me. So we have a fundamental difference of opinion when it comes to this.
Of course
stuff.
we do. That's fine.
If I can finish. We have a fundamental difference of opinion here, okay? Yesterday on the show, I know in a way you retracted what you said, but yesterday on the show, during a moment when we were getting into a debate about basketball players, you made a statement saying that you believe these basketball players are acting like, quote, domestic terrorists. Now, when I heard that statement, I was blown away. I see these basketball players, many of them.
Right, I retracted that statement. I don't appreciate you bringing that statement again. I retracted that statement roughly 2 or 3 minutes after. The fact that you have to go down to there shows where you're actually at in this conversation.
So you call them domestic terrorists, and then you're saying it shows where I'm at in the conversation?
I said I retracted that statement.
Whether you retracted it or not, you said it. Okay,
I said that particular act, requesting that the owners use their political connections to lobby to change specific things.
I know what you said.
That's what I said.
I know what you said.
And there's the consequence. Now you're bringing that up because you have nothing else to say.
Okay. No, I have a lot else to say. Okay.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought it up.
All right, then finish the segment if you don't think I have
I'm saying as far as this particular subject, in regards to me, you have very little to say. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought that up.
I have a lot more to say. but you're not letting me say it. We only have one more minute. Marcus Fizer, former Chicago Bull, coming up next. Every opportunity you get to attack a black NBA basketball player, you use that opportunity. And I find it to be very troubling when you do this. You have not said one nice thing about any of these NBA players and what they're doing. Not one statement of anything they've said this whole time. Nothing about the charity work that some of these players have done and how much they care about this issue. Make no mistake about it. Every single time you have an opportunity to attack a black NBA basketball player, you take that opportunity. And that is why I say, between the two of us, we have a big fundamental difference in the way we look at this. And I'm going to ask Marcus Fizer next. I want to hear from him.
Okay.
And what he has to say.
I bring up the inconsistencies with the NBA as it relates to Black Lives Matter and who they protest for and who they talk about and who they don't.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with color of anybody's skin whatsoever, Brian.
We got to take a break.